यशोधानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोधानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुना तीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोधानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपी नाथा मदन मोहन श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन कालिंदी जमुना जया जय महावार केशी गाथा वंशी भटा द्वादशाकना लीला कोइलो श्रीनंद नंदना श्रीनंद यशोदा जय जय गोपागान श्रीरामादि जय जय धेनुवत्सगान जय वृषा भानु जय कीर्तिदा सुंदरी जय पौर्णमासी जय अबीर नागारी जय जय गोपीश्वरा वृंदावन जय जय कृष्ण सखा बटुद्विजराजा जय राम गढ़ा जय रोहिणी नंदना जय जय वृंदावना बसी जाता जाना जय द्विज पत्नी जय नाग कन्या गान भक्ति तेजहारा पैलो गोविंद चरण वीरसा मंडला जय जय राधा जय जय रस लीला सर्व मनोरा जय जय ज्वाला रस सर्व रसा Harakiya bhave jaha brajete prachar Tijanava pada padma Puriya smarana Bina Krishna dasa ko hai Nama Sankirtana Jayo Radhe Jayo Krishna Jayo Vrindavana Shri Govinda Gopi Nada Madana Mohana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Shri Radha Madhav Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jaya Srila Gurudev Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hriam Sankirtan ki jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai Srila Gurudev ki jai Ananta Koji Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai Nitai Gaur Premnande Hari Hari Bol Grace Narani Lakshmi Mataji ki jai Ananta Koji Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Hare Krishna. So we have our speaker Grace Narani Lakshmi Mataji join us. So it's our fortune to be able to listen to a very exalted speaker. She Mataji is a Bhakti Shastri teacher also and Bhakti Vaibhav teacher also. So for my own purification and for the pleasure of Shri Guru Gauranga and all the Vaishnavas, we'll just give a small introduction to Narani Lakshmi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, actually, I just told Mataji yesterday or a day before yesterday only. So Mataji immediately agreed. So Mataji does not require any preparation. So immediately Mataji gives classes. So I quickly, we give a short introduction because we want to hear from Mataji today. So short introduction about Narayana Lakshmi Mataji. Mataji is initiated from International Society for Krishna Consciousness, affectionately addressed as Narayani Mataji. She is an expert and excellent teacher of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and many more spiritual texts. Mataji has been teaching to people who are spread across Thane, Chembur, Powai, Kalyan, Kandivali, Borivali, and many more suburbs of Mumbai for the past 20 years. Mataji also has been giving online classes in Nagpur, Bhakti Sangha, US Japa Group, and various other forums. Mataji is a rank holder in graduation exam and holds a degree in ICWA. Mataji is formally trained in Bharatnatyam and Carnatic music. She is a director of 5 companies and presently managing Jagannath Devasthanam, the temple that is situated amidst lush greenery near the Blue Roof Club in Thane. Mataji has been instrumental in the construction of Jagannath Devasthanam, where many spiritual classes are held. Many classes on Zoom are also conducted throughout the week. Recognizing her selfless service, she has received many awards from Gopal Shetty, Member of Parliament. She has been invited for even political programs where Mataji successfully gives a spiritual twist. One outstanding service of Mataji is worth mentioning is providing lunch package to pandemic-affected people at the peak of its devastation. An expert organizer of various events at Jagannath Devasthanam, meticulous manager, holding very high standards in all her work, a loving mother to all, a great guide, a friendly teacher to all children, and a passionate cook who feeds the visitors with love and divine affection at Jagannath Devasthanam. Very recently, when His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj was in Mumbai, Mataji prepared a wonderful, whatever Maharaj likes, all those preparations were made by Mataji, And His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj actually loved all the preparations. As a lot of photographs also that were circulated. And also very many devotees also got the opportunity to meet Maharaj personally, who were under the guidance of Narayani Lakshmi Mataji. So, and Mataji is personally my Siksha Guru. I attend Mataji's Chaitanya Bhagavat classes every day in the morning. So anyone who wants to attend can attend from 8:30 to 9:10 a.m. in the morning. So if anyone is interested, you can ping me. Mataji takes Zoom classes every weekday, which is from Monday to Friday on Zoom. So with these very short introduction, I can go on, but the entire 1 hour will be spent in glorifying Mataji. Since you want to hear from Mataji, we quickly want to end here and hand it over to Her Grace Narayani Lakshmi Mataji. Mataji, please, thank you so much for joining us at a very short notice. Very grateful for your association. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams.
I felt like to run away. So much glorification is only for Srila Prabhupada, and just an insignificant servant of all of you. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Prabhupada is more pleased if we praise devotees like you, Mataji.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmitram Yen Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahujatam Sahajagunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsham. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanti Shri Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vandavane Shri Shabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpalabhusha Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. A small recap and then we'll come to the verses. The verse given today is I think 3.7.20 to 24, right? So in Bhagavatam we'll find various conversations. Bhagavatam is full of conversations only. Sutta, Shaunaka Adi Rishi, Parikshit Sukadeva Goswami, Vidura Sambhad. So in this way, the conversations happens when there is a question asked and there is an answer given. The questions are also based on Krishna and the answers are also wonderful. That is also based on Krishna. The questions itself are purifying to the whole world. So when Suta Goswami asked the question, at that time, Vyasa says, Samrishtaha, iti samprashna samrishtaha vipranam roma harshinim. It's so wonderful. Samrishta means sampurna rupena rishtaha. It gives a bliss to everyone. So such is a wonderful, the question itself is so wonderful that it gives bliss because there's an opportunity to speak, to glorify Krishna. So that is how here in the 3rd canto, 7th verse. Actually, the 3rd canto starts with the subject matter, Sarga. We have 10 subject matters in Bhagavatam. Atra sarga visargascha sthanam poshanam utayah manvantara ishanukatha nirodho mukti ashrayah. It has been given. So this third canto starts with the subject sarga. Sarga means creation. So here Vidura, who is the half brother of Pandavas, that is Pandu and Dhritarashtra, he is asking many questions to Maitri Rishi. The first question itself is asked is, Lord is supreme. As a small recap, Lord is supreme. He is always in the eternal world. How is it that he is connected with the material modes? And how is that what are his pastimes? What are the activities of that unchangeable happens? And all these things has been asked. And then how the Lord has created this creation, how has manifested this universe. And the soul is always pure. The soul is never the soul is never out of consciousness. The Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Then why is it that the souls are suffering, living entities? So the mind is completely illusioned. Yeah. There was some sound, so I had to. 1 second, just give me some. So the mind is completely illusioned, and I therefore request you to clear it up. Why is it that the soul is suffering? So here, again, if we find, there is Sukadeva Goswami who is answering. This samvad between, or this conversation between Vidura and Maitreya happened. Now, Sukadeva Goswami says that Maitreya is so astonished and is very happy also, because he is getting an opportunity to speak about Lord. Then again, Maitreya Samvad will find. Maitreya says, there are so many theories about Supreme Brahman, about how the Lord is overcome by Maya and all these things, how he is unconditioned. So this is all just against the pure logic. And again, if you see, the soul is always pure, but why the purity is not seen? Because it gets affected by the illusory energy. So what is the solution given? Just chant and be happy. The more a person starts chanting, the more he understands his relationship with the Lord. So Vidura says, oh learned sage, what wonderful explanation you have given. All the disturbances in this conditioning stage is only because of the influence of the external energy. Mama Maya Duratya, Krishna says, my Maya is very difficult to cross. So that is why the soul is suffering. It is said either you be completely foolish, then at least you will enjoy the material happiness, or be completely transcendental to all the intelligence. This halfway person, they suffer the material pangs. Neither they are able to enjoy the materialistic life nor experience the spiritual bliss. The wrong logics, wrong philosophies, thinking about Lord's form by their own material speculations, all these things has been given. So they suffer more. So now here, Maitreya Rishi says, Vidura says, oh Lord, oh sage, I'm really obliged to you. Now I can understand how this material manifestation has taken place. And Vidura says, I am completely confident that just by serving you, serving the feet of the spiritual master, ecstatic transcendental bliss can be experienced and all the material distresses can be removed. Now, 20th verse for today. दुरापाह्यल्पतपसः सेवा वैकुण्ठवर्त्मसु यत्रोपगीयते नित्यं देवदेवो जनार्दनः दुरापह्यल्पतपसः सेवा वैकुण्ठवर्त्मसु यत्रोपगीयते नित्यं देवदेवो जनार्दनः Durapa refers to rarely obtainable. What is rarely obtainable? The rarely obtainable is singing about Lord, going to the Vaikuntha planet, serving the devotees. This is the rarely obtainable. To whom? To ones who are alpatapasaha. Alpatapasaha refers to they are not austere, they are not devotees, they are not interested in devotional service. So for such people, attaining Vaikuntha planet is impossible, we can say. Even attaining Vaikuntha planet, leave aside, even attaining the service of the devotees, that is also impossible. Durapa here refers to rarely obtainable. So that means service to the devotee is the topmost. Seva Vaikuntha Vartmasu. It is not so easy to get the association of the devotees. It is not so easy to get the service of the devotees. Pure devotees are always engaged 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord. The translation goes, persons whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees who are progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead. The Vaikunthas, that is the Vaikunthas, the pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and controller of all living entities. The translation, Srila Prabhupada, the purport Srila Prabhupada writes, the path of liberation as recommended by all authorities is to serve the Mahatma, transcendentalists. As far as the Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the Mahatmas are the pure devotees who are on the path of Vaikuntha, the kingdom of God, and who always chant and hear the glories of the Lord rather than talk of dry, profitless philosophy. This system of association has been recommended since time immemorial, but in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, it is especially recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even if one has no assets of favorable austerity, if he nevertheless takes shelter of the Mahatmas who are engaged in chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord, he is sure to make progress on the path back home, back to God. So Srila Prabhupada writes about Mahatmas. Yesterday was October 2nd, technically known as Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. We also celebrate every year, October 2nd. And we want to show to everyone what is the real meaning of Mahatma. Srila Prabhupada explains in the verse which is there in Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakriti ashitaha bhajanyam ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim abhyayam. So Mahatma is one who has always taken the shelter of Daivi Prakriti, who has taken shelter of Srimati Radharani, who is Daivi Prakriti. Without chanting the holy name of Krishna, one cannot call himself the Mahatma. Bhajanya ananya manasaha, ananya manasaha. That means unalloyed devotional service, unmotivated, undeviated devotional service. The person performs such devotional service, then he is eligible to call himself Mahatma. Prabhupada says, on the name of Mahatma, one is only a Duratma. So here also, very clearly it has been given, Yatraha pagiyate, yatro pagiyate nityam. What is their work? The work of a Mahatma is always to sing and glorify the holy name, to sing and glorify the qualities of Krishna. When one says, I love Krishna, one has to love 5 aspects of Krishna. His name, form, qualities, his leelas, his parivara, that is his devotees. Without association of devotees, what bhakti a person can get? Bhakta, Bhakti, Bhagavan. These 3 are interrelated to each other. So to get service of the devotees, to get the service of the spiritual master, it's not so easy. An association of devotees which has been emphasized by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says 5 things are very important. A, B, C, D square. Association of devotees, book reading, chanting, TT worship, dham vas. If these 5 important limbs of devotional service is taken, then one can easily progress in devotional service. 64 limbs has been mentioned in Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Out of the 64 limbs, the most important limbs, that is 5 are the most important limbs, which has been emphasized twice in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Association of devotees. Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaha. Love Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Ho. Even if a moment association is there of a pure devotee, that is enough to transform one's life. Association of devotees, book reading, yes. The transcendental books, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, can be read only in the association of devotees. Then we have deity worship. Deities are persons. So mental speculation over the form of Krishna. These are all wrong logics. Such people can never progress in devotional service. Deities are persons. Tomara pratima nahi sakshat brajendra nandanaha. Every individual has a personal relation with Krishna. But we have forgotten that relation because of identifying oneself with the matter. That is what in the initial talks of Vidura Maitreya was. Why a living entity is suffering? Because of forgetfulness of his own transcendental position. You have Dhamvas. The moment you think of Krishna, that place itself becomes a Dham. So Krishna says, Naham Tishtanti Vaikunti, Yoginam Radheshwaram, Tatra Gayanti Mat Bhaktaha Tishtanti Naradaha. Wherever my devotees sing the glories, I am present. I am physically present over there. I love to hear my own glories, Krishna likes. And also Krishna likes to hear the glories of the devotees also. Devotees like to hear Krishna's glories, Krishna likes to hear devotees' glories. And when we say technically Krishna likes to hear his glories, Krishna likes the devotees speaking his glories. Krishna is seeing that how the devotees are having special attention on me. Krishna is equal to everyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu is equal to everyone. But in the matter of devotees, he says, because devotees are eager to know about me, I give them the knowledge. They want to surrender to me. That is why I love to take their personal services. So in this way, such bhagya or such fortune is rarely obtained by one who has done little austerity. When we say little austerity, there are jnanis, there are tapasvis who do a lot of austerity. But still Krishna is unknown to them. Naham prakasha sarvasya, Krishna says. Mudoyam navina janati. So even jnanis and yogis, they are doing lot of austerity. But what is the real meaning of austerity? The real meaning of austerity is surrendering to Krishna and doing every work for Krishna. It is not that I burn my finger, I burn my body, or I allow the crab to eat my body. I sit on the crematorium and try to eat anything. If I get a nice, wonderful plate of prasad, I put some ash on it, and I just want to know that I'm not the body, I'm soul. There are jnanis who are doing more austerity. But such austerity is also technically known as little austerity. It's just a little austerity. It's not that somebody is doing a lot of tapasya, making himself burn, making himself hurting his body. That is not the real meaning of tapasya. The real meaning of tapasya is voluntarily accepting difficulties to know Krishna. Not that just knowing I'm not the body, I'm soul, but to go more deeper. Who am I? I'm servant of Lord. I'm part and parcel of Lord. Krishna says, Mama Vanshu Jiva Loki, to understand this. Okay, I'm Amsha of Lord. And even to that extent is also not enough. I am servant of Lord. And that is also, I'm servant of Lord is also not enough. I'm servant of the servant of the servants of the servants of Lord. Purushekar Alvar says, 7 times he mentions servant. So when we say what is real austerity is to know our constitutional position. That is why everyday devotees should chant this verse. Naham vipro na chanarapatir na pivaisho na shodro naham varni na chagrahapatir na vanasto yatirva kintu prodhyani kila paramananda purnam tapir gopi bhartur padakamalayod dasa dasam dasa. This is our real identification. So to know this identification is pure austerity, or it is real austerity. All other austerities are just little austerity, or practically no austerity, or you can say illusory austerity. What rights I have to destroy the thing which is not belonging to me? Like Sanatana Goswami wanted to destroy his body. We know the story. He wanted to destroy his body by coming under the Ratha, just because he was afflicted by a disease and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hugging. There Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you don't have the right to destroy my personal wealth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, because the matter belongs to Krishna, and especially the body of the devotee belongs to Krishna. If devotee makes his body suffer, Krishna says, I suffer more. Today also in the Chaitanya Bhagavat class, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells to Advaita Acharya, why are you fasting? When you fast, it's actually I am fasting. So a devotee's austerity is just be Krishna conscious all the time. Sleep for Krishna, wake up for Krishna, do the work for Krishna. Everything is for Krishna, by Krishna, of Krishna. That is real austerity. So here, Vidura glorifies that such unobtainable thing is very easy for a devotee, durlabham, which is very difficult for a conditioned soul. 21st verse. Srishtva mahadadini savikarani anukramat tebhyo virajamudhritya tamanu pravishat vibhuhu. So having first created Mahatattva and other elements successively and constructing the universal form from them, the Lord then entered that form. So we know that how Krishna appears as Karanadakshayi Vishnu, lying in the causal ocean and glancing at Mahatattva. When he glances at Mahatattva, he impregnates the Mahatattva with Jiva Shakti and Kala Shakti. And that is how next creation happens, that is, various Brahmandas are created. And these Brahmandas emanate from the pores of Lord, the skin pores of Lord. It is like if you have a gunny bag of mustard seeds and you just pour, you cannot even count. So many Brahmandas are created. Krishna infuses the Mahatattva. And then the secondary creation happens. Now here, this third canto is of Sarga, that how Lord initially creates, infusing Jiva Shakti and Kala Shakti. In the course of time, the Jivas, according to their previous life impressions, they get different types of bodies. They can choose 84 lakh species. They can choose any of the species according to their karmas. So that is how various creations happen. Then the secondary creation is given to Brahmaji. The fourth canto speaks about Visarga, but this canto speaks about Sarga. So Sarga means how the Jiva Shakti and the Kala Shakti that has been infused. And then Lord again enters every form. Even Lord enters the Brahmandas and their Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. And then again, after the secondary creation, Lord enters every living entity's bodies. So the body of every living entity, whichever body a living entity has gone, and in this way, Lord is present as Paramatma. Lord all is Paramatma in the Brahmandas as a Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Lord is Paramatma in every individual living entity's body also. Then, so Vidura again is repeating what Maitreya Rishi has already described about Lord. And one is very happy and very satisfied after hearing from the spiritual master, he likes to speak again. So that is what Vidura is again speaking. Already he has heard all this. Again is speaking. So this is out of joy of achieving satisfaction. When the satisfaction is there, when a person gets the right knowledge. So Maitreya Rishi gave all the knowledge about Lord to Vidura, and Vidura is completely satisfied. So he is repeating what Maitreya Rishi has told. That is our Guru Shishya Parampara. Whatever we hear, that has to be repeated. Whatever not only is heard, whatever is also absorbed. When the spiritual master speaks, it is like the flow of Ganga. If there is a waterfall and you try to catch it, you can only catch to the extent you have that strength. You can hold your two palms and catch. But the flow is in a great speed. In the same way, the knowledge also can be captured to the extent a person can absorb it. And then speak whatever has been absorbed. Because Krishna is Ananta, Krishna's Jnanam is also Ananta. So here is said, Vidura is speaking, repeating what Maitreya Rishi has described. Yam ahuradyam purusham sahasrangri urubahukam yatra vishwa ime loka saviksham ta asate. Yam ahur purusham. So he is known as the first Purusha. When you say Purusha, Purusha means one who is the enjoyer. Now recently we were in Chittorgarh. Chittorgarh is the place of Mirabai. When Mirabai went to meet Jiva Goswami in Vrindavan, Jiva Goswami clearly said, I have taken a vow that in this lifetime, I'm not going to see any woman's face. The answer which Mirabai gives is, there's only one Purusha. Everyone, so-called Purushas also, are only Prakriti, are only feminine, the object of enjoyment. So Krishna is the only Purusha, first Purusha. He is the only Purusha. So here, Krishna manifests in the Purusha avatars as Karanadakshai, Garbhodakshai, and Shradakshai. So in the first Purusha avatara, Krishna appears with 1,000 feet, 1,000 thighs, 1,000 arms, thousands and thousands. It's not exactly 1,000, thousands, in which all the planet exists. That is the Virata Swarupa of Krishna. So in this Virata Swarupa of Krishna, Sahasra Angrihi Urubahukam, thousands and thousands of feet, thighs, arms has been explained. And all the planets that they exist in him, they reside in his hair holes. So such is the opulence of Krishna. So Krishna in his Virata Swarupa, even when he shows his Virata Swarupa to Arjuna, Arjuna is completely mesmerized. He says, oh Lord, it's so horrible to see also. Because everything, I'm able to see everything. Your wide opened mouth, and you are just swallowing all the demons. So such form is really very horrible also, at the same time very sweet also. Because Krishna wants to show his opulence. All the planets actually exist in him. Whenever it has to manifest, Krishna can easily remove it from his hair holes. Such Brahmandas immediately appear, many, many Brahmandas. And within every Brahmandas, there are many planets. Like we have 14 planetary system within our Brahmandas. Our Brahmanda is considered to be the smallest Brahmanda. Though our Brahmaji was very much in pride that he has 4 heads. But what to do? When he went to Dwarka, the doorkeeper asked him, "Who are you?" He said, who are you? What is this question? I am four-headed Brahma. He said, is it? I have been called by Krishna. He said, I have to ask because there are many more Brahmas who have come. He said, many more Brahmas? How can it be? Then when he goes inside, he can see that many-headed Brahmas, they just bow down at the feet of the Lord. At that time, his pride vanishes. He understands his position. That the Brahmanda in which we are there, that the smallest Brahmanda, and our Brahmaji is also having just four heads. Though for us, yes, our Brahma has so much long life, the biggest life. Thousands of millennium is one day of Brahma, just one day of Brahma. For us, it may be very wonderful. But the residents of other planetary systems, they may see this as very insignificant. And other Brahmas also may see that very insignificant. So anyhow, Lord has appeared in his first Purusha Avatara, that is Karanadakshayi Vishnu. And all the planets exist in him. Then, Yasmin Dasha Vidaha Pranaha Sendriyarthendriyastrivat Trayerito Yato Varnas Tad Vibhotir Vadasvanah. So in the universal form has been described. In the universal form, Lord has 10 life hairs. O great Brahmana, you have told me that the gigantic Virata form and his senses, sense objects, 10 kinds of life hair exist with 3 kinds of life vigor. Now, if you will kindly explain to me the different powers of specific visions. So, Yasmin means in which? Dashavidaha, 10 kinds. Pranaha, that is air of life. Indriya Arthaha, Indriyaha. The Indriyas at the same time, Indriyarthaha, that is sense objects. 3 kinds of life vigor is also there. So please explain to me. You have already explained, but I want to know more in detail the different powers, the 4 specific divisions, the different powers. So in the universal form, whatever you have described, the 10 pranas along with the sense objects and the senses, Tivrataha, refers to the strength of mind. Ojaha refers to the sense of the senses strength, the strength of the senses. Balaha, the strength of body. So already you have described about the strength of minds and of senses, strength of the body. Manasaha, then with the Indriyas, that is the strength of the senses we have explained. The strength of the body also you have explained. So from that form, the Varnas has been created. So I want to know more about the Varnas. The 4 different powers of the specific divisions. So I want to know about that. How the Varnashrama has been created. Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam. Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Krishna has created according to Guna and Karmas. So here Vidura is asking that according to the strength of mind, senses, and the body, this strength is also because of the modes of the material nature. What type of strength he has? The strength of Satoguna, the strength of Rajas, the strength of the Tamas. So according to the strength of Sato, Rajas, and Tamas, different divisions has been given. The Brahmana strength is Sato, the power of the Sato Guna. Because of the power of the Sato Guna, his nature, his quality of work, his type of work is different. His intellect is very strong. He can read the Shastras, he can explain the Shastras, he can guide the other Varnas. The strength of the body, bodily strength, you can say, that is for the Kshatriyas. Again, that is also having the influence of Rajas. Rajas along with Sato. It's actually along with the Sato. If the rajas is accompanied by tamas, that is vaishyas. And if tamas is predominant, that is shudras. So according to the strength of mind, the strength of the body, strength of the senses, 4 varnas are created. So I want to know about these 4 varnas also. How the senses and the sense objects, they work together, and how the 4 varnas, how they employ their senses and the sense objects in different ways. So all these things, all the questions has been asked by Vidura. Then, yatra putraischa pautraischa naprubhihi saha gotrajaihi praja vichitra kritayah asanyabhiridam tatam. Yatra putraischa pautraischa napribhi saha gotrajaihi praja vichitra kritayah asanyabhiridam tatam. So in this way, various vibhutis were also created, prajapatis. Vibhutis are actually the prajapatis, from where the whole human race starts, prajapatis. So there are offspring which take various forms, sons, grandsons on the daughter's side, families. Like when you go to the temple, they ask, which gotra? Especially now Pitru Paksha is going on. So they'll ask, which gotra? Sometimes the devotees are blank. They're not able to know which gotra. Then Prabhupada says, say Achyuta gotra. But the gotras are the rishis, from where the lineage has started. They're the prajapatis. If you know the gotra, you should be very proud enough to say, yes, I am from this gotra, like Batulya gotra, Kaushika gotra. Kaushika gotra is Vishwamitra gotra. We should not be shy. Just because we have come in ISKCON, we should not be shy of telling our gotras. If we don't know, yes, Achyuta gotra. Because from Achyuta, the knowledge has come to all the Prajapatis, and from the Prajapatis, this has been coming down in the disciplic succession. So we should be proud of our ancestors, especially the sages who have taken the shelter of Krishna. And that is how, in the material manifestation, Lord has created the Prajapatis to guide the human race. We have our great-grandfather, we have great-great-grandfather, and all these things, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-grandfather. In this way it goes, but it goes till where? It goes up to Krishna. Krishna gives his knowledge to 4 people. And then from the 4 people, it goes to the disciplic succession. From Brahma, it comes to Narada to Vyasa. In this way, it goes on. So Prajapatis, they have created the gotras. So we should search out to which gotra we belong to. If we don't know, okay, no problem. We can say Achyuta gotra. So in this way, from the vibhutis, all these offspring starts. So now here the secondary creation has been spoken. But for this secondary creation also, for the maintenance, Krishna has given the Prajapatis. So Brahmandas are given, and in the Brahmandas, Krishna enters as Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And from the navel of Garbhodakshai, we have Brahmaji. And from Brahmaji, we have secondary creation. But again, Krishna guides through his Prajapatis. Brahma gives the knowledge to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to the Prajapatis. In this way, it goes on. So that is how the grandsons, sons, all these offsprings are there, by which the whole universe becomes populated. So Krishna allows. This universe is nothing but the place to reclaim the conditioned souls. Krishna allows to purify ourselves. This is an opportunity, especially when a living entity gets a human body. So when he gets a human body, Krishna says, Swataha Jnana is impossible. Attaining knowledge by one's own endeavor is impossible. That is why Krishna Dvaipana Vyasa, he has given Veda Purana. And now Acharyas are more merciful than even Veda, than even Veda Vyasa. Veda Vyasa has given the Puranas, explained the Puranas, but more simpler way of explanation has been given by our Acharyas. Because in the level of conditioning, even to understand the Veda Puranas is also very difficult. Maya Mugdha Jivera Nahi Swataha Jnana. With their own endeavor, a person cannot understand how to go out of this material world. Krishna creates. Krishna sends the conditioned souls. Krishna sees them suffering also. At the same time, Krishna gives solution. This suffering is because of our own free will. Because of our own free will, we opted something else instead of taking full surrenderance to Krishna. So then Krishna creates. This creation is just to allow the conditioned souls to use their free will. But then Krishna sends his messengers. So his messengers, the spiritual masters, they come to reclaim conditioned souls. They come to give us the knowledge. And in this way, the Veda Purana, which has been given by Krishna Dvaipayan Vyasa, is given the explanation in a simplified way. So even an uneducated person, if he takes up devotional service, just hears to the explanation given by Srila Prabhupada, he can become the most knowledgeable person. So knowledge is not dependent on what qualification we have. Knowledge is dependent on how much surrendered and how much eager we are to hear about the glories of Krishna. The more we hear, we can understand what is the purpose of this creation. Or somebody can say, why Krishna has created all this? That was the initial question which Vidura also asked. Why Lord wants to see the material living entities suffer? It's not Lord wants to see. We opted for it. We opted for our own misery. But still, Lord is very, very compassionate. He sends his messengers. He sends pure devotees so that we can come out of this condition. So this creation is also compassion of Krishna. One may say, out of ignorance, Krishna creates and sees people suffering. No, it is actually a compassion. Like the jail is a compassion given by, that compassionate task given by the government. That is for our own reformation. So if the jail is not there, then the miscreants will go here and there. Who is going to correct them? Who is going to punish them? Who is going to teach them? In the same way, this Durga, whose Adishtan is Durga, Durga Devi. This Durga, this material world, is also the most compassionate activity of Krishna. Creation is also the most compassionate activity. When Krishna knows to create, Krishna also knows to maintain. That is how he personally manifests in different ways. Ete cham kalapum saha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is Bhagavan, and many amshas, many kala avatars, many purusha avatars Krishna has taken. So this creation is the most compassionate activity of Krishna, allowing the conditioned soul to use their free will and also to rectify themselves. Because as a father, when an ordinary living entity, he allows his children to use their freedom, then why Krishna will not allow us to do? Krishna is Aham Bija Pradapitaha. Krishna says, I am the Bijaha Pradapitaha. I am the father of everyone. I am the seed-giving father, Krishna says. So, Krishna allows. At the same time, Krishna also wants to rectify us. And that is how the great souls, the acharyas, they are sent so that the knowledge of Krishna is given. How Krishna has created and how Krishna allows the living entities to move in different species. And at last they get the human body. And when the living entity gets the human body, immediately the living entity is very happy. He should actually feel obliged. He should be very happy and understand that this is the most durlabha janam. This is the most It is very rarely obtainable birth. And in that also, the most rarely obtainable thing is getting association of devotees and getting the fortune to hear about Krishna. This is most rarely obtainable. So just wasting the human life is not our mission. And that is what every devotee has to even guide others also. When Krishna has shown so much of compassion by creation, then every living entity, especially who has got a fortune to associate with a devotee and got the opportunity to perform devotional service, also should guide others who are suffering and give them this greatest pill of devotional service. Initially, a person may not like to take it up, but everybody loves Krishna Prasad. So just by giving Krishna Prasad, we can see that how our ISKCON movement spread. If at all you recollect how you came to ISKCON, the answer of many of us will be, it is Khichdi Prasad, which attracted us in Krishna consciousness. Yes. That is how Acharyas, they know where is our weakness. And they know how to hook us. So by love and compassion, let us spread this Krishna conscious movement everywhere. And really all of us, all of you are doing a very wonderful task, reading Srila Prabhupada's books and explaining. Everything is very wonderful. So here I stop. Any questions you can ask.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much, Narani Mataji. Very, very wonderful class as always. Devotees, if anyone has any question, you can raise your hand. And then we can get it clarified by Mataji. Hare Krishna. So Mataji mentioned very nicely Bhakti, Bhagavan and
Padma
Bhakta.
Mataji. Padma Mataji.
Yeah, Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, go ahead. You can give us your darshan, Mataji. We'll know who's asking the question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Mataji, about the Gotras, how do you find a Gotra?
You get it through your horoscope. Generally, when the child is born, an astrological chart is made. So the parents, they also know their Gotras. Gotras comes from the parents only. The parents should know their Gotras. And it passes on. The parents only don't know their Gotras, then what to do? Then there is a method also. There is a method.
Yes.
There is something known as Nadi Abhyas, Nadi Shastra. Through Nadi Shastra also, very expert scholars, they can find out to which Gotras you belong. To the Nadi Shastra. There are only few who are very expert in reading the Nadi. What is Nadi Shastra again? Our great sages have written for every living entity about their everything, like in which all bodies we come and how many janmas, everything has been given. They write. And that is known as there is a patra. Patra means it is rolled and kept. They have written that many ages before. Every living entity has it. And they should know how to remove yours. And they will read
Is
from
it Ola
that
leaf,
patra.
Mataji?
Yeah, some leaf is there. Exactly the name of that leaf, I don't know. But they can...
We call it Ole Chuvadi. In Vaidiswaran
yes.
Kovil in Tamil Nadu, we have one.
Yes, Nadi Shastra. But he should be expert also to read the Nadi Shastra. Then they can tell in past life, before that life, what you were and which Gotras you come from. All these things are there. But again, we should not be stuck up with some false person also.
Yeah,
That is why Srila Prabhupada says, better you say Achyuta Gotra and be peaceful and chant the holy name. Because on the search of finding who is which Gotra, who is my Rishi, then many will fool us also.
Yes, that's true.
Better
Mataji.
is say Achyuta Gotra.
Yeah. And you said, no, we can see from the birth certificate also. I mean, from the Janampatri.
How? Yeah, but the Janampatri is made by our parents only, na?
Yeah.
So the parents should know the Gotra. So it is very easy to ask our parents only which Gotra.
Yeah, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Done with? Okay.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very wonderful session. Anyone else? Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavad pranams, Mataji. Mataji, about this Gotra only, you were saying it is connected to the rishis, right? So even finding out to which rishi it is connected, we have to go to the Nadi Shastra only, or?
Nadi Shastra can say about it.
Okay.
Because they know our lineage. Who is our grandfather, who was our great-great-grandfather, in this way. They learn our lineage also.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, in this regard, when we get married, our Gotra changes, na Mataji? So, we'll be following the Gotra of after marriage only, Mataji, for sake of ladies?
Yeah. This is in the case of ladies, we go to the other Gotra.
Yes, Mataji.
And about that Gotra also they know.
Okay,
Even
Mataji.
getting married to somebody, that is also given in the Nadi Shastra, to whom you will get married.
Okay, Mataji.
So all these things are there. Only expert can tell that.
Yes, Mataji.
The Gotras
Thank you so
changes.
much.
That is why within the Gotras, there is no marriage happens.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for a wonderful class. We are all blessed to have your divine association. Looking forward to more class from you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavad pranams.
Panchakalpatarubhyascha Sindhubhya Vicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Vaishnavrinda ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Haribo. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees for joining us for the Bhagavatam session. Meet you tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful
Hare
class.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful class.
Very knowledgeable class, Mataji. Dandat pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandat pranam.